Kim Jong Un hates K-pop. Not in the casual, not my playlist kind of way. He's called it a vicious cancer. In his eyes, K-pop is a dangerous cultural virus that spreads rebellion through rhythm and eyeliner. It's banned in North Korea, where people have been caught smuggling BTS songs on flash drives and punished with years in labor camps. Listening to music about freedom and individuality? Illegal. So when the world learned that Kim Jong Un was personally inviting a South Korean girl group into Pyongyang to perform, jaws dropped. And the group chosen for this once-in-a-lifetime, possibly once-in-a-century event? Red Velvet. That's right, 5 women known for candy-colored music videos, bright smiles, and songs about fruit and summer love were suddenly flying into one of the most heavily guarded countries on the planet. The same country where the internet doesn't exist, and joy can get you in trouble. It wasn't just unexpected, it was unthinkable. And the craziest part? Kim Jong Un himself might be in the audience. So, how did Red Velvet, a K-pop group known for red flavor and peekaboo, end up performing in the heart of a dictatorship that hates everything they stand for? This is the surreal story of the concert that made history, and the moment pop music walked straight into the lion's den. It's 2018. Global tensions between North and South Korea are skyrocketing. North Korea's testing missiles, the US is threatening sanctions. The world feels one tweet away from chaos. Then, suddenly, an announcement. Both Koreas agreed to a peace concert. South Korean artists will travel to Pyongyang to perform for North Korean audiences. It's a diplomatic move, sure, but it's also strange. Because in North Korea, entertainment isn't about fun. It's about control. Every song, every word, every smile on stage serves the state. So when the lineup dropped, full of veteran ballad singers and conservative performers, everyone nodded politely. Until one name stopped the nation: Red Velvet. Fans couldn't believe it. Even the girls themselves seemed unsure. Why would the North Korean government, which bans bright hair dye, makeup, and foreign slang, invite a girl group famous for rainbow hair, short skirts, and songs about summer crushes? It sounded like a prank, like sending cotton candy to a military parade. But no, it was real. Red Velvet was going to North Korea, and the world couldn't look away. What they didn't know was that this so-called peace concert would turn out to be one of the most surreal and nerve-wracking performances in pop history. When Red Velvet landed in Pyongyang, there were no screaming fans or flashing lights, just soldiers, uniformed officials. Silence. Everything was coordinated, from their transportation to their body language. They weren't just representing themselves, they were representing South Korea. Every movement was political. Every smile had weight. The girls were banned from taking personal photos, their interviews were scripted, and their schedule was tightly controlled. Their setlist had been reviewed. No provocative lyrics, no flashy choreography. Their outfits were toned down. They walked into the concert hall, a sea of officials, military figures, and carefully selected civilians. And they could feel every stare. And then came the rumor that shook the room. Kim Jong Un himself was attending. The dictator who outlawed K-pop was about to watch it live. And when Red Velvet took the stage, what happened next didn't just make history, it broke logic. The lights dimmed. Red Velvet stepped out. The crowd, still, silent, unreadable. Then the music began. Red Flavor. The same song banned north of the border. A track about love and strawberries, now echoing through the most closed-off country in the world. And sitting front row? Kim Jong Un. Smiling, clapping, even standing to applaud when the performance ended. You could see it in the girls' faces. Terrified but professional. Every bow perfect, every smile strained but polite. Irene admitted she could barely remember performing. Silgi said she just focused on not making a single mistake. It was one of the strangest sights ever captured on camera. A dictator known for censorship and cruelty, cheering for K-pop idols. It felt like a simulation glitching. But if the performance was surreal, what came after was even stranger. The moment footage leaked, the internet exploded. News outlets called it historic. Fans were stunned. Was this a cultural breakthrough or a propaganda stunt? Back in South Korea, reactions were mixed. Some praised Red Velvet for bravery, calling the concert a symbol of peace. Others accused the government of using them as political pawns. The girls stayed silent, careful not to offend either side. Joy couldn't attend because she was filming a drama. And North Korean state media simply edited her out of existence. They broadcast Red Velvet as a 5-member group, pretending Joy never existed. Pure censorship. Even in South Korea, the footage was heavily monitored before release. This wasn't just a performance. It was a message, interpreted differently by everyone. Behind the applause and cameras, something darker was happening. Something that made the concert both powerful and chilling. This wasn't just music, it was a power play. K-pop is South Korea's soft weapon. Global, influential, impossible to ignore. By sending Red Velvet, South Korea didn't just offer entertainment, they projected cultural influence. And that terrifies North Korea's leadership. K-pop represents freedom, individuality, expression, everything a dictatorship fears. Red Velvet wasn't just singing, they were challenging a system built on silence. Their pastel dresses and cheerful lyrics were, in a strange way, revolutionary. But one wrong gesture could have sparked an international crisis. They weren't just performing, they were walking a political tightrope. When they returned home, they realized just how big a moment they'd survived. Red Velvet landed back in Seoul to reporters swarming them. What was it like performing for Kim Jong Un? The members answered carefully. It was meaningful. We hope it brings peace. You could tell they wanted to say more, but couldn't. That performance became one of the most analyzed cultural events in modern history. Was it genuine peace or propaganda wrapped in pop? Nobody agreed, but everyone knew it mattered. To this day, clips of Red Velvet's North Korea concert circulate like a fever dream, proof that K-pop reached even the world's most unreachable stage. Whether it changed anything or not, it proved one thing. Music doesn't just cross borders, it breaks them. Red Velvet didn't go to North Korea to make history. They went to sing. But in doing so, they showed what art can do when it steps into places it isn't supposed to go. For a few minutes in Pyongyang, a dictatorship built on silence listened to a song about love, flavor, and youth. And for a second, the walls didn't seem so thick. That's the power of music. Not rebellion, not politics, humanity. And even in the darkest corners of the world, humanity is impossible to silence. So what do you think? Was this concert a brave bridge between two worlds or a perfectly staged illusion? Let me know in the comments and follow for more wild deep dives into pop culture moments that changed history.